Okay guys, this video is meant to demonstrate some of the techniques we were looking at in GeoGebra today. So you're going to go to GeoGebra, go to the Math apps, okay, let it upload, okay, going to come over to our menu bar over here, okay, we're going to open up a few things in the menu bar. We don't need this, we're going to X out of that. In the menu bar, we want to go to the view menu. We want to have on the algebra window the graphics window, and we want to put in the input bar. Okay. Um, we don't need our grid here, so we can turn that off. All right. Simply what we wanted to do was to illustrate the idea behind the perpendicular bisector, and then illustrate how we use that to find the circumcenter of a triangle. So um, first, let's go back and let's build a segment, okay? And with the segment built, we just have to, obviously, just have to touch at 2 points, all right? Um, we know that we can, if we want, we can find the midpoint of the segment. That's a point, so we go to the midpoint, and it says down here that we just click on, and it'll, sorry about that, that's I clicked the wrong place there. Let's try to execute that again, okay? So here's our segment. I'm going to move this out of the way. I want the midpoint, okay? Then I'm going to go and I'm going to click on the midpoint and the segment. It's going to identify the segment. If I want the perpendicular bisector, then I'm going to click on up here, my tool. I'm going to click on perpendicular bisector. Okay, and that says select a segment, and automatically having selected the segment, the perpendicular bisector appears. Okay, of course the perpendicular bisector implies that what I have is I've passed through the segment at its midpoint with another segment, a line or a ray, that creates a right angle. Okay, so the perpendicular bisector is a segment, line, or ray passing through the midpoint of a segment and creating right angles. Okay, so here we're back. Now to illustrate that this is a right angle, what I need to do is I need to put a point on this perpendicular bisector, and now I'm going to measure that angle and illustrate that it's a right angle. So I'm going to angle, and remember when we're selecting the 3 points for the angle, our vertex point's got to be the middle point selected, and we have to select the points in a clockwise rotation. So if I select B, C, D, it's going to be at 90 degrees, and we can see the boxes there, and we can determine, in fact, that it is a 90 degrees. Okay, let's go and apply that to what we illustrated in class. I'm just undoing all of what I've done here previously, okay? And what we're going to do is to simply plot any 3 points, okay? And so we're going to plot any 3 points, A, B, C. We're going to connect them with a segment. The segments from A to B, from B to C, and from C back to A. So now I have a triangle. It's a perfectly flexible triangle because I can make a acute triangle, a right triangle, or an obtuse triangle. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to go back and find the perpendicular bisector of each of the sides. There's 1, there's 2, and here's the 3rd. Okay, and of course they all meet at 1 point. I'd like to find where that point is, so I come over, hit the point tool, go to the intersection. Intersection should say select two objects. So although I have three perpendiculars, bisectors, I only need to select two. Okay, there's my point. My point then is the center of the circle. And here's my circle tool. The center of the circle. So I'm going to start with my circle center at D and reach out to A, B, or C, and you can see it then goes and gives me the circle, which is said to be circumscribed the about the triangle. Okay. Now just to illustrate, okay, the location of this point, this point D, is on the triangle because this is a right triangle. But if I were to make this an obtuse triangle, you can see that the point is moving away and outside of the triangle. If I go and I make this into a acute triangle, I can see that the center of the circle is inside of the triangle. Okay? So I would say to you that you should know how to do this sketch, and if you need to, you just stop and pause and try it on your own as you watch the video. Okay? So you need to know how to do this sketch. It could be an activity I asked you to do in class.